My name is Jody. I'm an Adult Services Associate at Addison Public Library. I try to be with you guys every Thursday morning for our favorite chair yoga session with Marty LaHood. Hopefully someday we'll be in person, but until that time, join us every Thursday on the Addison Public Library's YouTube channel. And you could just go to YouTube and search it. It's very easy. You can also register online at addisonlibrary.org, but it's not necessary. You can just visit us anytime. And also, of course, you can revisit older programs, which is one of the benefits of having our cache of videos on our YouTube channel. So anyways, I am going to hand it over to Marty, as we always enjoy her lovely face in the morning. Thank you so much, Marty.
Thanks, Jody. I love, again, I love being here. I'm looking forward to seeing your faces, but we're definitely making the best of it. Until then, we're going to be so grateful for in-person anything once it is safe for us to do so. All right, so welcome, happy Thursday, or whatever day you're doing this. This is chair yoga. So first and foremost, you need to find somewhere to sit. It could be a couch, that's where I'm going to sit. It can be a computer chair, a kitchen chair. It could be the floor. You're just going to have to modify it differently depending on where you're sitting, okay? So for me, I'm sitting on my couch. My couch is a little lower than I want it to be. So I take an extra cushion. It just helps get those hips a little bit higher, and which is going to give me a lot of release in that tension on my low back. So if you do find that you're sitting on something that's really low, I do suggest you do this. If you're sitting on maybe like a harder kitchen chair, same thing, I suggest this. It's just that extra cushion makes it a lot more comfortable. All right, if you have something available, great. You can use a towel, you can use a blanket, a belt, a shirt, if you got some laundry next to you, even a sock. We'll use this a little bit later. Just it helps to lengthen our arms a little bit, gives us a little bit more space. Okay. All right. Lastly, it's always nice to have a bottle of water and stay hydrated. All right. So we're gonna start off. Just get comfortable in your seats. Know that the back of your chair there is always there for you if you need that support. Always keeping a tall spine, so trying not to round forward. We don't necessarily have to feel stiff or rigid, but just again, feeling tall, letting that spine get long, feeling the crown of our head reach up towards the ceiling. All right, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a moment just to settle in. Maybe today has already been busy and go, maybe stressful. Maybe it has been, hopefully, it's been wonderful. But just take those first moments just to settle into this space. Know that in this very moment, we are exactly where we need to be. Just notice that natural breath as it comes in and out. Let's take a couple deep, long breaths. So empty out completely. Full breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more time there. Big breath in and let it go. Feel those shoulders roll away from your ears. Feel the skin on your forehead get soft. Let your tongue drop from the roof of your mouth. Feel that jaw soften. Notice that breath as it just gently, very organically moves through your body. This is a good moment to set any intention that you'd like to set for your practice today. That could be a prayer. It could be the reason we showed up today, whether it was for our body, for our mind. It also can be for someone else in our world, someone that we want to send some good energy to. Whatever it is, let's take a deep breath in to seal in that intention. And let it go. Let's bring both hands to that low belly, so right beneath the belly button. And as we breathe, we're going to feel that space move. So breathe in, feel that low belly come out. Fill that space. Exhale, pull that low belly in. Good. Every breath, fill that low belly. And exhale, pull it in. Good. The more movement we get here, the better. Society has really taught us to breathe these shallow breaths, to suck in our gut and to breathe solely in our chest. We lose out on so much space, so much breath here. So as we move that belly, we help to move that diaphragm up and down our abdomen. We free up so much tension that we hold here in our back and our shoulders. We help to wake up our digestive system. We slow down our cardiovascular system and our nervous system. If you did this for this next hour, this would be yoga and you would feel amazing afterwards. We're not going to do that, but you would feel amazing. Good. A couple more breaths. You can think of how a baby breathes. A baby doesn't breathe those shallow breaths in their chest. They breathe in their belly. It's how we know they're breathing. So we're doing the same thing. We're going back to that breath. Good. We're going to move those hands out now to that lowest rib. Take a moment to feel it. Good. Now these ribs are meant to expand three-dimensionally. Not only forward, but through our sides and even off of our spine. So as we breathe, we're going to imagine that they're fish gills and just feel them expand all in 3 dimensions. Relax as you breathe in and just let them fall in. Good. Every breath. Good. So much tension that we hold here. There's a lot of little muscles and ligaments, soft tissue that surrounds our rib cage, that connects our sternum. So there's a lot of inflammation that we cause here simply because we don't get any movement. This is so good and so vital to bring new oxygen and movement and blood to those parts. Okay. Gotta keep feeling that breath move. Good. If you're like me, you probably feel that tension in your rib cage when you breathe. That stretch. It feels so good. Just 2 more. Last one. Good, and release. Keep those eyes closed. Just take a moment to let that natural breath come back. Notice that change in your body. Maybe you feel a little bit taller. Maybe you feel a little lighter. Some tingling through your body. Good, when you're ready, we're going to bring our hands out to our sides, nice and wide, and then we're just going to stretch them up as tall as we can to the ceiling. Good, nice big stretch. Oh, can't help it. Hands come together in front of your heart as you breathe out. Good. 2 more just like that. Big breath, nice and slow. Breathe in. And then exhale it down. Good. Last one. Get those arms as wide out as possible. Lots of muscles that we use when we do that. Exhale. Perfect. All right, so know that the back of your chair is always there for you if you need it. Otherwise, moving a little bit further forward on your seat sometimes feels good. Gets your body upright, forces you to use that core. We're going to start off with those shoulders. So we're going to give some of those shoulders a little bit of love here. So let's do one shoulder at a time, like we're swimming. And nice and slow. So we're not dancing very fast. Okay, nice and slow. Really feel that movement. You know, you can lean into it too. So you're going to feel that in your shoulder. You might feel it in your rib cage. You're taking that whole shoulder girdle into our back and we're moving it. So lots of things that connect that shoulder to the rest of our body. Hands stay forward, and then from here we're just going to try and make circles with our elbows. Okay, like almost like we're chickens, but we're making circles. Okay, so if you feel any tension here, you can make those circles little, but if you feel good, make those circles bigger. Try to keep those shoulders relaxing away from your ears. Okay, and release. You really feel that there. All right, we're going to give our rotator cuffs a little love. So same thing, elbows into our sides, but this time they'll stay there. And then we're just going to make gentle circles with our hands. And then same thing. If this hurts, make smaller circles. Okay, so this gives that rotator cuff a lot of love. Not only does it stretch it, but it strengthens it. Okay, but if it feels good, make those circles nice and big. But keep those elbows in. We're not getting this. Okay. Good, and then release. Perfect. Hands are gonna come all the way up. We'll do this last one and we'll give our arms a break. Tight little fists and then violently open them up. Get those hands up as high as you can, okay? We're getting that lymphatic system here moving, getting that blood flow away from our fingers so we can get some fresh stuff to it. Really good for arthritis in our hand, carpal tunnel. Lots of junk we hold here. 2 more. I know, those arms are tired. We'll break them, I promise. All right, and relax. All right, we'll give that upper body a little bit of a break. Move yourself on your chair as you need. Feet are at least hip distance apart. Hands are gonna come to our knees. We're gonna inhale as we pull that belly forward. Shoulders roll back. Maybe we look up. And then exhale, we're gonna round. Okay, belly button pulls back to the back of your seat. Shoulders round forward. Good. Inhale, pull it forward. Good. Just back and forth. Now I'm going to stay exactly where you're at and keep on doing it. But I'm going to move to the side so you can see how that kind of scene looks from the side. So rounding. Okay. And then inhale, pulling that belly forward. Good. So you're moving that whole spine from your neck down to your tailbone. Okay. Those first couple ones are going to feel really stiff, which is fine. So just be gentle. This is a great one to do at any point in the day when you wake up. It really is good for your spine. They say that you're only as old as your spine is flexible. So the fountain of youth here is to keep that spine nice and flexible. Give some love to it. This is a great way to start. Don't stop breathing either. Last one here. And release. All right, we'll go into those arms a little bit again. We'll continually break between our arms, our upper body, and our lower body. So I know we're going to work on some of that shoulder mobility today. So I know we're going to need that break. But listen to your body. If it ever gets to be too much, give yourself a break. This is not the class I want you to feel sore tomorrow from. Okay, I want you to feel taller and more relaxed. All right, so from here, we're going to move those hands out forward. Keep the shoulders relaxed away from our ears. If this is too much to keep the arms straight, I want you to bend a little bit. See how I bend? Good. It relieves some of the tension. Okay, so here, hands out in front, palms face down, and then from here, we're just going to open as wide as we can too, and then bring it back. Good. We've got 5 more of these, and then we give our arms a break. Okay, so if you've bent your arms, you're like this. Perfect. We got 2 more. And then bring them together, and then we'll release. Perfect. Give those arms a break again. We'll give some space between it. So we'll move into those legs for a little bit. We're going to come into Pigeon Pose or Figure 4, whatever you want to call it. We're going to bring that left ankle right on top of our right knee. You have lots of options here. If this is too much for you, you can straighten that right leg. That ankle can come onto your ankle. Hopefully you can see it. It can come onto your shin. You can pull it up like this. Even just straightening this leg a little bit is going to make it easier too. So you can kind of stay here, and then as you start to feel that flexibility, you can bend. All right. So we're going to feel it in a lot of spots: our back, our butt. This is good for sciatic pain. Takes that big, huge, really tense muscle, and it starts to lengthen it. So that nerve runs right through it. And when that muscle is super tense, which it is on a lot of us, it starts to agitate that nerve, or it just keeps that nerve in constant inflammation. So this is a great way to stretch it. Now, if you're here and you realize you hate this pose like nothing else, chances are it's because that muscle's tight, and it just means you probably need this pose. You know, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that the poses that you hate the most are the ones that you need the most. As long as you're not like in pain or feel like you're injuring something. Okay, so just be gentle. This muscle does take a very long time to stretch out. They say that the ideal benefits are 3 to 5 minutes here. We're not going to stay that long, but just so you know. Don't forget to breathe. You're holding your breath here. Just 2 more breaths. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and release. Wiggle it out a little bit. And then when you're ready, we'll switch. Okay, so same thing. This side might be a little different. That's okay. And keep that bottom leg straight. This side's always tight for me. So I do need a little bit more flexibility, or I need to straighten that bottom leg a little bit more. And even hold yourself up this way. Just give that muscle the opportunity to stretch out before you really go in it. You know, we're always told that none of our sides are identical, and this is really where you can feel it, is with the hips. You can feel that pretty much on all of us, we're gonna have one side that's way more tense than the other. Or let's be positive, way more flexible than the other. Don't forget to breathe. So often we'll hold our breath in these poses. Don't do it. Last breath. And release. Ah, shake out that leg. Feels so good. All right. Move back into our arms. So same thing, arms out in front. Hands are going to be about shoulder height, palms face down. If you need it, feel free to bend those elbows a little bit. Okay. All right. So from here, we're going to make little circles. Not little ones. Keep those shoulders rolling away from our ears. So if you feel those shoulders up like this, chances are you need to bend those elbows a little bit. So this is really working on the shoulder mobility of our the mobility of our shoulders. This is so good for our neck, between our and release. All right, let's just roll them out one at a time. All right, relax those shoulders down. Keeping with the mobility of our shoulders and our upper body, we're going to give our neck a little bit of love here. So always listen to what feels right for you. You know, for me, sometimes if I overdo my neck stretches, I feel it in my neck and not in a great way. So if you feel like you're that kind of person, just don't do some of these, or just be a lot more gentle. So from here, we're just going to look all the way down. This is nice and slow. Give yourself that double chin a little bit. You might feel the lengthening of the back of that neck. And that's kind of what we're doing right here. Okay, and then nice and slow. We'll look all the way up. And then we'll almost try to press our chin up. We're going to really lengthen and stretching the muscles in the front of our neck here. Good. Come back. All right, now from here, keep those shoulders relaxed. You're gonna nice and gently drop that right ear to our right shoulder. Now don't bring that right shoulder to your right ear. Okay. Now you can stay here just like this, or you can nod your head down and back. You'll feel that muscle here stretch. I like to kind of massage this muscle while I'm here. I think it forces me to relax a little bit more. And just kind of like to really dig into that muscle. Good, come up. Check out those shoulders. And then the other side, left ear, left shoulder. Keep that shoulder rolling down. Good, and again, go to massage that muscle. Ugh. You don't realize how tight that muscle is until you're here. Isn't that wild? Good. And then release. Shake out those shoulders. This time we'll roll our shoulders together. So both shoulders up. And then exhale, roll them down and back. One more time. Bring them up. And down and back. Good. We'll reset. So big breath in, reach up, big stretch. Feel the length through your body. Yawn if it feels good. And then exhale, hands to your heart. I always want to yawn. Like if you ever get a really good stretch there, just yawn. Big breath in. Oh, exhale it out. One more time. Big breath. And exhale. Good. We'll give a little bit more love to those legs. So we're going to start off with that right leg forward. Heel is down on that ground. Okay. We're going to press those toes forward and then back, just like this. But our heel's on the ground. Okay. Now don't let our upper body roll forward. Try to keep that spine tall. Okay. Shoulders rolling back. Keep flexing back and forth. So good for our knee. It's good for our ankle. Perfect. Good. Keep that heel down on the ground. Toes are going to flex up and back. All right. So here we're going to pull that belly into our thighs. So again, no rounding forward. Shoulders pull back. And I just want you to feel yourself collapse a little bit into those thighs. You should feel the stretch in the back of that right thigh here. Okay, hands can be on that knee if it feels good. So that hamstring right behind your thigh, in the back of your thigh, so important we stretch that. And those are really tight. They give us a lot of low back problems, give us a lot of tension there. But this muscle also is what's responsible for keeping us from being able to pick something up off the floor, put on our pants, walk upstairs without feeling weighed down by our legs. So important that we do stretch this out. This also has a lot to do with our gait, so how we walk. So if we're walking, and those muscles are really tight, that's what it feels like. I swear, after stretching these, I go from to like I feel like one of those like gazelle horses. Okay, so good to stretch it out. Okay, we'll lift up. Bring that leg in. We're going to turn a little bit on our seat to the left. Okay, so turn to the left as much as you can. And then we're going to kick that right leg off. Okay, good. So we're going to feel that. Feel it in our inner thigh. You probably feel it in your hips. Now, if you notice that you've probably leaned back to make this happen, make sure you get those shoulders right on top of your hips again. That's so important that we stretch these muscles out here. They are part of a group of muscles, the inner thigh muscles and the front of the thigh muscles that connect to those hips. Now, when they connect to the tops of those hips and they're tight, they literally pull those hips forward, okay? And what that does, it makes tall posture really hard for us. So stretching those out literally can give us better posture. I know, crazy. Everything's connected. So sometimes you'll feel taller after stretching them out, and it's mind-boggling, but you might probably even be taller. You know, if there's a lot of people that'll say that good posture just feels like a lot of work. And a lot of times it is because you are fighting other muscles in your body for that tall posture. Okay, so getting good posture is not only about building muscle and strength of our core, but it is about stretching other muscles out that might be, responsible for that tension, that pulling forward. This is one of them. The other one is in the front of the thigh. This is the big one too. We'll stretch that one out too. Good. We'll go ahead and release it, bring it in, come back to square, moving around. Oh, I always feel like this side is so different now, but we'll even it out so we're not walking funny. So we'll send the left leg forward. Heel comes down, toes point up, tall posture, nice strong spine, and then we're going to flex the toes back and forward. Okay, that's all we're doing. Flex forward and back. I know you can't see my toes now. Just know that I'm moving them. Good, nice tall posture. All right, last one. All right, heels still down, tall posture, toes flex back, a little bit of a bend in that knee so that we don't hyperextend it. Pull that belly in and then start to lean it in towards those thighs. You can bring those hands onto that right knee. Just feel the stretch of that back thigh. Don't forget to breathe. Last breath here. Okay, and then go ahead and release. Perfect. Wiggle it out a little bit, and then we'll turn to the right. Okay, take that left leg and just step it off. Again, try to bring those shoulders back on top of your hips. Really feel that inner thigh stretch. Now you can play with how your feet are. If your feet's down, if your heel's down, toes are up. If you roll that whole foot down. Oh, Charlie horse here. There we go. Nice and tall. Feel that stretch. Breathe. Two more breaths. And then release. Shake out those legs. Good. Hopefully those legs feel great right now. I know mine do. All right, we'll reset. Big breath in, reach all the way up. Oh, what a good stretch. I just can't help it. Breathe in, reach up. Oh, it just feels like my whole body just goes back into whack. Last one. You ever have that good of a yawn / stretch that you're just like, I think it's going to be one of those days for me. All right, relax those hands down. We're going to give those shoulders up more love. So we're going to take those arms out nice and wide. And then just give yourself a big hug. Good, really wrap it in there. Perfect, this is it. This is exactly where we need to be. So this really is just stretching those big shoulder blades, those shoulder girdles off of our back. It's kind of rounding them and lengthening them. So really hard part of our body, our spine to stretch, is our thoracic spine. It's a part of your spine, the middle of it. It's mostly where your ribs are connecting to your spine. So your ribs kind of are limiting a lot of that movement on a lot of us. This is where we hold a lot of tension, is our thoracic spine. So these little movements that we get are going to be beneficial. Okay. Remember what hand is on top, and then we're just going to switch it. So open up nice and wide, and then hug yourself the other arm on top. Good. Now stay exactly where you are. And I'm just going to show you what this does to like my thoracic spine. So I'm not hunching forward. I'm still sitting up tall, but then it is taking my spine, the middle of my spine, like the top of the middle, and it is rounding it. It's exactly what we want. So you might not feel it a ton. Might just be very minimal, which is great. That's what you want to feel here. But you will feel it, and you'll feel taller. Good. One more breath here. Perfect. And then release. Good. All right. So now we're going to find that towel. All right. Stay exactly where you're at. I'm going to move simply so you can get a better view of this. All right. So I'm going to come to the floor here so you can really see it. We're going to take those hands, bring it behind us. We're going to connect them. You know, lots of space. I have about that much space between my hands. If you don't need it, again, it's going to depend on how flexible you are. Okay, so find somewhere that's comfortable. Now, if you're rounding forward here, then you need to bring those hands further apart. Okay, because we want to be able to pull those shoulders back, pull that chest forward. And then options here is you can rest those hands on your butt, your back, your chair, whatever feels right. If you feel like you need it, you can lift. Okay, so just listen to your body, but keep pulling that heart forward, that chest lifts. So another really important component of our neck and our back, our upper back health, is these muscles here, our pectoral muscles. Now we use these muscles for everything. We use them to drive. We use them when we're cold, when we're hugging, you name it, we use them. So they're constant inflection. Now when these muscles are super tight, they cause us bad posture too, because they pull those shoulder tips forward. They round that upper back. They cause tension in our neck and back. And a lot of times it's just a matter of we need to stretch these muscles out, okay? Because we're fighting them. Good. One more breath here. And then release. Good. Wiggle them out. We'll keep the towel if we're using one. Good. Bring those to about shoulder distance, so just exactly as wide as our shoulders. If it feels better, you can be wider than that too. So don't limit yourself. This is all, if you start to notice that your posture gets bad as we do this movement, then you know that you need to go wider, because it is either mobility or it is just too much tension. Okay. All right, shoulder height. And from here, we're going to pull those arms all the way up. Pull that chest forward. Try to get those hands and those arms to disappear in your vision. So you'll feel this stretch through like even your armpits. Good. And then slowly release. Good. Tall posture the whole time, so we're not rounding as we come down. 2 more times. Nice and slow. We're going to try and squeeze that behind us. And then release. Last time. Bring them up. And release. Perfect. All right, give those arms a little wiggle, a little break. And then last one, we'll give our arms a complete break and we'll switch back into our legs. Is we're gonna bring them forward, maybe this time exactly shoulder height, but again, whatever feels right. And then we're gonna make circles. Now try to keep the rest of your body still. So don't let your body go like this. Rest of the body still, tall spine, and circles. This is all about mobility of that shoulder. If this hurts too much, you can always bend those elbows a little bit, okay? Reverse those circles. Good. And release. All right, give those arms a break. You can throw that back to the side. I'm doing good on time. God, this goes by so quick. All right, so a couple more movements. Feet are gonna be hip distance apart, hands on your knees. We're gonna inhale as we pull that belly button forward. And then exhale, round. Nice and slow, just follow your breath. I'm always amazed on the difference that I feel from the first time I did this to this moment. So I definitely feel some stiffness still there, but I feel so much, I just feel looser here. Got last one. Good, and back to center. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna give those calves a little bit of love. So sit up tall. Knees are gonna be hip distance apart. You're gonna feel those heels right underneath your knees. Now, if you're too close to your chair, you might have to scoot a little bit further forward because we're gonna start to scooch those feet back, okay? Just enough where you feel that heel lift gently off of the floor, just very gently, okay? Perfect, sit up tall. We're gonna lift those heels up. Ooh, Charlie horse again. And then press those heels down, trying to press down through your heels and even put some weight into it. You're gonna feel the top of those thighs warm up here where we're stretching and strengthening those calves. Okay, heels up. Give it a squeeze up at the top and then press them down. Good. 2 more, heels up. Squeeze them at the top and then press them down. Okay. You want to almost feel that when you press down, it's lifting you up. Okay. Heels up. Last one. And then press them down. All right. Relax and wiggle those legs out. Good. Feel that little bit of heat up here. Just good. That's what we want. All right, sit up tall. We'll just reset 3 of these. Big breaths. Good, 2 more. They're making me yawn today. Hopefully that's a good sign. Last one, big breath. Oh, perfect. All right. Feet are at least hip distance apart. Actually, bring them a little bit wider here. You can adjust as you need. Make sure you have enough of your seat underneath you so you don't fall. And bring that right elbow towards our right thigh. You know, this is like the cool pose of like, hey, we need to talk. But we're really stretching the top of that back hip into that muscles that moves through our back and through our abdomen. Okay, so here we can stay here. A lot of us are probably feeling it. We want to feel it more. Bring that hand to your thigh and then try to straighten it. Okay, so you're just kind of pushing your body further away and it forces that muscle here to lengthen. You move your feet wider if you need it to. Okay. Two more breaths. Don't forget that breath. Perfect. And then we'll release. Come up. Wiggle it out first. And then switch. Left elbow, left thigh. Again, stay here for a moment. Maybe you stay here the entire time. But if you're ready, and when you're ready, grab that knee, that thigh, and then straighten. Okay. Again, just enough that you're feeling this muscle right here. And I always say that these muscles are like our dancing muscles because they're what really allows us to move our hips. So if you're really tight here, your hips aren't going to move as much as you want them to. So if you want to dance a lot, stretch these muscles out. Go ahead and release. Going back up, wiggle those legs out. Doing okay. All right, from here, we're gonna bring those hands to touch our ears, okay? So we're just like we're trying to hear you. Hi, what do you say? With both hands, all right? All right, so sit up tall, so no slouching forward. If you slouch forward and that's just too much for you, you can bring those hands out lower, just as long as you get that tall posture here, okay? All right, so elbows out nice and wide, as wide as you can. Like try to pull those elbows back. Good. And now we're gonna round, pulling those elbows towards each other. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Don't overdo it. All right, open back up. And then round them forward. That is perfect. All right, two more of these. Good. Again, this is another one you'll really feel in that thoracic spine. You'll feel it really in those shoulder blades. And I lost count. I think one more. I do that sometimes. I think I throw an extra one in there every once in a while. It's okay, we might need it. Good. Nice and tall first before we release. All right. Good. All right, I want you to find somewhere really comfortable. So Savasana is always the end or the death of our practice. It is really a big part of why we move and why we come to our practice. It helps us to, all that movement on our asanas, which are our poses, all of those help us to prepare for that moment of stillness, that moment that we feel at ease as we sit. So you can be seated. Since we're home, great opportunity to lay down on your couch, sit down against your couch. Wherever you're at, that spine still needs to stay long, okay? So no rolling back and snuggling in, okay? Nice tall spine still. All right, take any wiggles out of your body that you need to take. When you're ready, let those eyelids close. Just coming back into your own space, to your own thoughts, your own energy. We spend a lot of time focusing on the parts of our body that are tense or that hurt, or the things that our body doesn't do right for us. We really miss out on all the hundreds and probably thousands of things that our body does every day right. So much that our body does for us. It really loves us. Taking a few moments just to feel that gratitude, that never-ending support. Noticing that breath as it moves on its own. It knows where to go. It knows when to take in and when to let go. It seamlessly changes its purpose from your inhale to your exhale without you having to monitor it. It is the only one of our systems that is automatic, but we also have the ability to take over control of it. That control over it can be so beneficial for us. It can reconnect us, it can ground us, it can calm our nervous system and our cardiovascular system. And it's absolutely a miracle. Bring yourself back to your intention. Whatever you started your class, your practice with. And throw some gratitude in there as well. Sprinkle that gratitude everywhere. Without the rainy days, we would never appreciate the sunny ones. The beauty just lies in how much we enjoy and how grateful we are for those sunny ones, whether they're past or present. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Let those little movements get bigger. If you're laying down, just stay exactly where you're at. If you're sitting up, stay exactly where you're at. When you're ready, take a nice big stretch. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. Place those thumb knuckles into your chest. Thank you for sharing your space and your energy with the world around you. We always end our practice with namaste, and that just means the light in me honors that very light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next Thursday. Have a great week. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And again, I know the library is keeping us informed about when we're going to start back in session. And I do know that they're going to make sure that that you're going to be able to see the videos too as well, so that if you are still staying at home, you'll have that option as well. All right, talk to you guys soon. Have a great week. Bye.